There are three mistakes that people make when they start a business. The first one is that they undersell themselves. They don't know how to express their value clearly to their clients and their customers. Maybe you might have years of experience, but you're struggling to communicate that to your clients, or maybe you're offering your services at a much lower price point than you really deserve, given how rare you are. And honestly, that just comes with experience, that comes with practice, and really trying to understand what your level of expertise is in your field. If you were, let's say, a personal trainer, and you've been personal training for the last 8 years, but it was with a gym, you might have maybe you were getting paid like 35 or 40 an hour, but as a personal trainer working by yourself, you might be scared to raise your prices up to like 90, $100 per hour, especially if you're very good. You might doubt yourself. You might think, oh, well, I'm not good enough for that. But in reality, you really can raise your prices to that level, provided that you actually are that skilled. But most business owners, when they start off, they undersell themselves too much. Obviously, you don't want to go extreme and charge too much, but really trying to find the sweet spot with your pricing, where you're not underselling yourself. The second major mistake that they make is that they don't have good technology. If you had to make invoices by hand, if you had to do most of the processes that are involved in running a business using subpar software, using software that might be cheaper, but you have to do your payroll with one thing, you have to do your rostering with a different thing, you're really wasting a lot of your time. If you can find something that maybe costs you a bit more per month, but has everything in one place, you can save so much time and effort. So for my business, I actually have something called TeachWorks, and TeachWorks has my clients, they can log in and they can have their account. My staff can log in and have their own accounts. They can see everything in a rostered view, and I can basically set prices, I can set invoices, and it's all in one place. And that's specific to a tutoring company, but depending on what kind of business you want to start, whether that's NDIS, whether that's something else, you will have software available to you. But there's such a big opportunity for people who make software, and just know that there is the right solution to running your business out there. You just have to find it. And once you find it, do your research, do a demo, and try and streamline that process as much as possible. Like, for example, think about how many, like when I was sitting in my doctor's, and when I saw people having to fill out their forms by hand, and then the doctor's assistants would have to like type it all up into a computer, I was just thinking, well, wouldn't it be easier for everybody if they could just type it up on their phones? Imagine having an online form of some sort. You can send the link to the patient can fill everything in, and it securely stores it in a database that's easily accessible for the doctor. It's like right there. It saves so much time. And you need to be able to find as many opportunities as possible to streamline your processes in your business using technology. If you can use technology, for example, like in a restaurant, in most restaurants now, you don't see that many waiters going around and asking people for their orders. Instead, you have a QR code. You scan the QR code and then you just order off of your phone. Most people now have mobile phones. And it's the businesses that really leverage these technologies that will last, that will go far, that will save the business owner the time and effort that it takes to run a business, right? Because the businesses are run by people, and people own the businesses, and they don't want to spend copious amounts of time at the business when they can save some of that time for their family, for their hobbies, looking after themselves, exercising, just keeping healthy. Like you have to think about adding these technologies in to your business, trying to find these marginal gains that would help improve it a little bit over time, and then create a beautiful business by the end of it. The last thing is very similar to the second thing, which is just reinvesting back into your business. Reinvesting, whether that is in materials, whether that's in, I guess, the way your business looks, whether that's in technology. Don't be afraid to reinvest. Definitely take profits. You deserve some profits that for your hard work, and you should be saving it just in case of an emergency comes up. But you can really leverage the money you make in a business more than an employee can leverage the money that they make, because that's personal income, whereas business income is different from many points of view, like tax points of view, from the point of view of just like what you can do with it. And if you reinvest constantly, like the best businesses, they've just reinvested. They get a huge amount of sales and they reinvest back into marketing. They reinvest back into hiring better staff members, training the staff members that already are there, having good technology. And if you can do these three things, you can save so much headache. Something I've actually forgot to add in the list, let's just say it's a bonus one, is don't be afraid to outsource some of the work that you can't do. A lot of businesses, they would outsource the legal stuff, because if you had a lawyer on payroll, like, think about how expensive that is for you. If you had a law firm instead that kind of looked after your stuff from a periodic basis, and you had some sort of like agreement with them, like for example, we have like a subscription based law firm that helps work with us whenever we need to like write up some sort of proposal for a new area or just whatever we're doing. They handle that, and they handle it at a much lower price than actually having an in-house person. And especially with accounting, especially if you're a small business, because I'm assuming that most people who watch these types of videos are small business owners rather than big business owners, trying to outsource the things like accounting would go a long way, because you don't want to be doing accounting if you can spend that time improving at your skill that you're selling, or improving your products that you're selling to your customers, and creating a better experience for them and creating better value for them as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to outsource. Don't be afraid to like delegate tasks to, whether that's contractors, whether that's other employees in your business. That's the best way for you to have a good quality of life and still run your business and still provide good value to your clients and your customers. And that's how you develop a good business.